Hello everyone! Today my team and I are going to talk about the biological control effect. But firstly, what is biological control? It's a control of the pest by interferences with the ecological status, as by introducing a natural organism in the aim to control or inhibit its growth and its proliferation. As you can see around me, we are in a coniferous forest in Honkilampi in Finland, which mainly pine and spruce tree growth. In forest ecosystem, there are enormous and complex networks of interactions with the living organism. And in this place, a disease we know as annosum rootwort, which can badly alter pine trees. So today, our microbes act as a biocontrol agent. It's a rightwood fungus, Phlebiopsis gigantea, which is common saprophyte, and its application is used as a tree-stem treatment against the annosum rootwort, caused by Heterobasidion annosum, which is among the most common and economically important species causing rootwort and stem decay. In the next part, we will have more details about the disease presented by Pablo, and then Assam will explain you how Phlebiopsis can be used to prevent the development of this pathogen, and Anais will tell you more about the economical importance of the disease.
Heterobasidium annosum is a Basidiomycetes fungus, sometimes referred as the pea strain of Heterobasidion fungi due to its preference for pine. It causes a root and bud disease characterized by typical fruiting bodies and pustules on the outside of infected roots. The basidiospores used for the dissemination of the fungi are mainly released during summer. The infection first changes the structure of roots and then climbs progressively to the butt of the tree. The fungus can complete its colonization towards the vascular tissues within 9 to 15 days. The disease causes abnormal needle growth, a pale yellow bark, and a thin crown. The trees can wither and die. However, more than half of the tree may have been killed before external symptoms appear, and the fruiting bodies can take up to 1.5 or even 3 years to be visible. Annosum root rot is most damaging in plantation conifers, where stumps offer a place for the infection to start, and connected roots provide a pathway for annosum to move from tree to tree underground. The attacked trees naturally try to defend themselves with a range of chemical defenses and through the building of physical barriers.
Thank you, Pablo. Now I will explain how Phlebiopsis gigantea works to control Heterobasidium annosum. Heterobasidium annosum is a specialized pathogen, so it initially has a selective advantage over other fungi in colonizing the freshly exposed stem tissues. But once these tissues have died, they can be colonized by a range of harmless decay fungi, which can exclude the pathogen by competition. For this reason, foresters usually kill the stem surface tissues with mildly toxic chemicals such as urea, boron compounds, and also the ammonium sulfamate. However, this can invariably undesirable and unfriendly. That's why for that, Dr. John Risbach found fresh pine stems can be colonized by another fungus whose name Phlebiopsis gigantea. It is weakly parasitic but not harmful for the healthy trees. By this fungus, we can avoid the phytotoxic chemicals. Now I will explain the mechanism how Phlebiopsis gigantea control the Heterobasidium annosum. Firstly, if we applied Phlebiopsis gigantea, the hypa of Phlebiopsis gigantea antagonize the hypa of Heterobasidium annosum. And secondly, second step is that any hypa of Heterobasidium annosum controlled with the hypa of Phlebiopsis gigantea shows rapid disruption. And finally, the final stage is that the protoplasm becomes disorganized and its membrane integrity will be affected, and the effects of Heterobasidium annosum will be reduced. And this is the final mechanism how we can control biologically Heterobasidium annosum by Phlebiopsis gigantea.
So now let's talk about economical impacts of Heterobasidion annosum. It's distributed in coniferous forests of the northern hemisphere, especially in Europe, Russia and North America. It has some impacts on product forestry. Moreover, this infection is regarded as the most economically and financially important forest pathogen. In Europe, economical losses attributed to Heterobasidion annosum are estimated at 790 million euro annually. And for Finland, it is 50 million euro losses in forestry industry per year when direct and indirect economical effects are combined. So it is due to some rotten part of tree, the decay and the reduction of the diameter growth on infected tree, which decrease the timber value. In managed forest as plantation forestry, it affects even more the production and increase the economical loss. Phlebiopsis gigantea as biological control can have some good effects when it's applied before the infection, but as long term it's not enough efficient to reduce economical losses and to limit the decreasing of timber value.
So, biological control is a good and natural alternative way of controlling and managing the spread of the disease. If Phlebiopsis is applied, then it can prevent invasions by Heterobasidiums, protecting the same surfaces without the need of phytotoxic chemicals. So guys, we hope you had a good understanding about the biological control effect and its importance for the good development of the forest stand. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.